Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and this is Lunch and Learn. So tell everybody, right? Share this, get everybody come on in. We got about 10 minutes, lunch and learn. All right, stay tuned.
You got to know your role. And knowing your role is knowing the strength that you have and like how you bring that to whatever team you're on. So that's knowing your 1 and your 1A. So for like homework, you got to understand what's your 1 and what's your 1A and be real honest with yourself. The second thing is KYP. You got to know your personnel. Know who to get, know who to get the ball to, when to get them the ball, and where to get them the ball. And then the third thing is just what's your personal value level. Right? Like what value do you bring to each situation that you're in? Now, because you can talk the basketball language and you understand things, again, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you do that, now it makes basketball so much easier. Because where everybody else trying to get in where they fit in, y'all are creating your own lane.
All right, y'all, how you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and welcome to this Lunch and Learn. Welcome to this Lunch and Learn. Feel free, please type in where you're checking in from, type in where you're watching this at. So real quick, I want to give y'all, I'm actually sharing it out a little bit more. But I want to give y'all 3 reasons today, right? I want to give y'all 3 reasons why as a parent, definitely as a parent, 3 reasons why you want to register your student athlete for this Mamba Mentality Masterclass. All right. For this 3 reasons why you want to register your athlete and probably some of their friends for this Mamba Mentality Masterclass coming up this Saturday. Jeff, how you doing, Coach? How you doing, Coach? Lawrence, how you feeling? We got Minnesota in the building. Lawrence is in the building from Nebraska. I appreciate you guys checking in with us, right, from all over the country. So real quick, right, and this is for parents today to be able to understand the first thing. So over the next 3 Saturday mornings, over the next 3 weeks, I'm hosting a Mamba Mentality Masterclass, right? A masterclass for all basketball players, a Mamba Mentality Masterclass. And so I'm gonna give you 3 reasons. The first reason is that this class will help your athlete understand why they play. So many athletes are playing, but when adversity hit, do they necessarily know the reason that they're playing, right? Actually, in Chicago, Nebraska, Minnesota, pretty sure it's probably snow on the ground all 3 places, right? Coaches, let me know if it's snow in Minnesota right now, if it's snow in Nebraska, right? In Chicago, it's like -2 this morning. So if athletes don't understand why they're playing, it'll be hard for them to go to practice. It'll be hard for them to get up and to continue doing the things. So having a mentality, right, even a portion of the mentality that Kobe Bryant had, he understood hurt, sunshine, raining in Southern California or not, Shaq, no Shaq, Robert Horry, no Robert Horry, title, no title. He still had to do the things that he had to do in terms of helping him become a better basketball player and a better person. He understood why he was playing, right? He definitely understood why he was playing. Jeff said, yep, it's snow, -9, right? And so what's going to make an athlete, if an athlete don't understand why they're playing, they're not going to get up and go to the gym in -9 degrees. And that's not even counting the wind chill, right? Lawrence said it's a lot of snow in Nebraska. So, and especially when it get warm, and I tell athletes too, right? Athletes' grades decrease in the spring semester because it gets warm and they don't necessarily go to class, especially, and especially after basketball season. Grades of athletes really go down after basketball season because they never really had a why outside of basketball, if that makes sense. So this masterclass is going to help them understand their why, right? Why they're playing. But then it's going to also help them understand who they're playing for. See, the reason why a lot of athletes aren't as successful as they should be is because they're playing the game for somebody else. See, it's a difference in playing for somebody else and playing because of somebody, right? Athletes, now that's when they get frustrated because now they're playing for somebody else, so they never really take ownership of it, and it gets frustrating, right? They don't understand why they're playing, right? What's the goal that they're trying to hit, but they don't understand who they're playing for, right? They're playing for mom, they're playing for dad, they're playing for coaches, playing for friends. Me coaching boys basketball, men's basketball, I tell guys all the time, some of y'all playing for a girlfriend, right? Some of y'all playing so you can get a girlfriend. Like, and I understand that. But a lot of athletes don't understand who they're playing for, so your athlete will understand that. The third thing that your athlete will understand is that they'll understand what they do on the court. A lot of athletes just think on the court. Athletes shouldn't think on the court. Athletes should respond to what's happening on the court, right? Athletes shouldn't even necessarily react because now you're in a defensive position when you have to react. A punch being thrown, now you have to react, right? It's a difference in responding, knowing that it's coming, being able to move before it comes, right? So a lot of athletes don't understand what they do on the court. And that's why they're trying to think, right? They get in these training sessions, dribbling around these cones, doing all these different moves. And now they're trying to process that, trying to think in real game situations. And then they become stressed because they really don't know what to do, right? Like in the teacher sector, a teacher can read a book, but is that book going to help the teacher when, let's say, they go into an inner city and it's a fight? Well, breaking up that fight wasn't in the book, right? So athletes have to understand what to do on the court, and a lot of athletes just don't really understand what to do based on certain situations, right? If it's a even man defensive front, maybe that guard, right, or the players need to understand we need to split that and go single. If it's a single defensive front, let's say a 1-3-1, maybe we need to split it with a 2-1-2 or something, right? But do they understand what to do on a basketball court, right? So we're talking about the things, right? We're talking about three things, three reasons why you should register your athlete for this weekend's, right? The first week of a 3-weekend masterclass, Mamba Mentality Masterclass, right? And so the link is in the chat, scrolling across, right? You can go register your student athlete right now. And the beautiful part, registration is $24.08, right? I got to be a damn fool, but I want to serve as many people, right? Because it's not cheap to work with us, right? And it's not free to work with us, but I wanted to put something together over the next couple of weeks, the next few weeks, so that I can be able to help many more individuals that at this point in time right now, parents just may not, have that investment to work with us. For $24.08, that's ice cream. All right. So I gave you three reasons. One, they're going to understand why they play. Two, they're going to understand who they're playing for. And then the third reason is that they're going to understand what they do on the basketball court. Right. But now let me give you two more reasons. Athletes need to understand where their game is. How can an athlete really, really improve if they really haven't assessed, if they don't really know where their game is? People talk, exposure. Well, let's go to these exposure events, and you're going to these exposure events so that you can find out where the athlete is. But how about, right? But athletes find out where they are based on how they compete with other individuals. How about an athlete understanding mentally where they are and understand the positions that they should put themselves in, if that makes sense? So if athletes understood a little bit better where they were personally and athletically, they'll get further in less time. And then the last bonus that I'm gonna give you, right? Athletes understanding where they are on it and where their game is. Not even where they are on the court. But a lot of athletes don't understand where they are on the court because so many coaches nowadays just teach, okay, you're going to play power forward, you're going to play center. They're putting them in positions, but they don't really understand where they are on the court or where their game is. And then the last thing, right? The reason that you should register your athlete for this Mamba Mentality Masterclass is because your athlete is going to really, really understand how to play the game. They're going to understand how to play the game. It's a lot of basketball players, right? Or no, it's a lot of players that play basketball. But how many basketball players are there? Does that make sense? I'm going to say it again. It's a lot of people that play basketball. It's a lot of people in high school that play basketball. But how many of those people are really basketball players? How many people really understand how to play the game, right? That's when you will respond and not react or not think, right? Do you understand how to play the game? So if athletes understood who they're playing for, if they understood why they're playing, if they understood what they do on the court or what they should be on the court, if they understand where their game is, then they'll understand how to play. It's really simple, but it's really difficult. And guess what? Yeah, I always have my notes, so I want to keep my thoughts straight. But like those are 5 senses actually. But do athletes really know why? A lot of people may teach what, right? A lot of people teach what. This is what you should do. A lot of people even teach how. But who teaches why, right? And then who really starts with getting them to understand where they are? So I just wanted to, pop on. So just give you a little breakdown. So the 3-week masterclass, right? It will start, right? The masterclass will start at 9 a.m. So it'll start 9 a.m. Central Time on Saturday morning, right? Athletes play games at that time. Athletes go to practice at that time, right? Athletes also, right? Athletes also have to get up and go to school. So again, we're not concerned with those people, man. That's early. That's early. You're absolutely right. That's early. And at 10 o'clock or like right after that, I'm dealing with working with a professional that's overseas, and it's like 6 o'clock his time in the morning, right? So absolutely, Lawrence, absolutely. You got 3 sons, absolutely, yep. So when you go actually to the link, you will actually, you know what, Lawrence, inbox me, right? Since you have 3 and it's all going to be together, inbox me, and we're going to make it that much easier to be able to get it done. Does that make sense? Right? But it has to be individually because they're all going to have their own things in their own lessons. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. So, yep, they have games at 8:30. So, yeah, we start at 9 a.m. Now, for those registrants, there is a way for them to get a copy of the recording. Also, so like I say, Jeff, you could just inbox me, and then we can kind of talk, after this. So, definitely with that. All right. So, just to give you all a little breakdown so that you'll understand how the class is going to work, right? So the first week, we're going to break down what is the Mamba mentality, right? What is the Mamba mentality? Then the second week, we're going to break down Kobe Bryant's 10 rules for success. And then the third week, we're going to help each and every individual create their own personal Mamba mentality workout plan, right? So that's why, Jeff, they all need their separate login so that when we, for week 3, definitely. All right, so that's it. I have a class in about 10 minutes that I'm going to do. I just wanted to drop this off, but so go register, right? Go register, bit.ly/B2BSD Mamba, right? B2BSD Mamba. Nicholas say, do we get taught Kobe's moves? I'm not Kobe. I can't teach you Kobe moves, right? And that's a great point, right? It's a great point. This is what happens, Nick, right? So, Nick, are you a coach, a parent, or athlete? I'm about to help you out real quick, Nick, before I go. I'm feeling good today. You're a coach, a parent, or athlete, Nick? You're a coach, a parent, or athlete. And so Nick's question, right? Okay, so Nick is an athlete. Okay, got it. So listen to me, Nick, right? And I'm gonna give you this one for free, right? Okay. All right, Fletcher said that he's both. Okay. So this is why, right? When you ask, do we get taught Kobe moves? A lot of coaches will try to teach you a Michael Jordan fadeaway, right? That Kobe Bryant picked up. Michael Jordan. So they'll try to teach you the Kobe Bryant fadeaway. Or they'll try to teach you, the Kobe Bryant, attack move. And Kobe didn't necessarily have a signature play, right? Kobe was a basketball player. And that's why I say it's a lot of people that play basketball, but how many of those people are basketball players? So if a coach is attempting to teach you another athlete's move, run away. And this is what I mean. I can teach you, I can look, right? That's the difference in trainers, coaches, and teachers. I'm a teacher. That's the difference in trainers. Trainers will look at a video and they will memorize what that athlete did for that particular move, but they don't pay attention to the defense. They don't pay attention to the personnel on the court. They don't pay attention to what's set up that caused the athlete to do that move, right? So when I talk about understanding why you're playing, talk about understand who you're playing for, right? Talk about what you do on the court, talk about where your game is, and then talk about how to play. Well, if you can't shoot a jump shot, and I don't know if you can or not, but let's say that your strength is attacking the basket, but you want me to show you a Kobe Bryant drop step, fadeaway jump shot. Well, is that really comparable to your game? Listen to me now, because I'm teaching. Is that really comparable to your game? I can show you that Kobe Bryant move. And I've done that, right? But I've done that with athletes that needed to get a certain move in their repertoire based on where their game already was, if that makes sense. So if you haven't established where your game is based on your thought process, not necessarily when you plan other people, because you could just have a bad day. And now somebody looking like, man, this is where you are. And you're like, I'm not really there. I just didn't shoot it well. But to say that, like, get taught Kobe moves, Kobe, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, like the list goes on and on. You can appreciate the moves that they do, but you should try to figure out how does that fit into your game, and does it fit into your game? Because guess what? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the greatest move in basketball history. You know what that is, Nick? The greatest move in basketball history. Do you know what that is? I'm teaching today, so come on and take this lesson because it's free right now. I'm helping everybody as I'm helping you. Or did you leave me? Maybe you left, Nick, because I ain't teaching Kobe Bryant moves. I don't know, right? But I hope somebody understand me with that. You don't want to learn somebody else's moves, right? You don't want to learn. Nick, there you go, Nick. Yeah, Nick's still with me. Skyhook, right? Coach Lawrence, right, came up the skyhook. The greatest move in basketball history because, like, it's almost unblockable. However, if you 4'5", am I teaching you a skyhook? You may love Kareem, right? But But why am I right? Hook shot. Why am I teaching you that? Now I do have taught post players that, and I have taught guards that, because based on the person that you are, right? Based on where your game is, you may need, right, a jump hook. But if you can shoot a jump hook, what about taking it to a sky hook? So you have to know where your game is, and then you have to understand, right, what you do well and also what you don't do well, right? You got to understand who you're playing for. You got to understand what you're doing. And then now you understand more how to play. So does that make sense, Nick? Does that answer your question? So no, on this Mamba Masterclass, I'm not teaching no Kobe Bryant moves, but I just explained to you why. Does that make sense? So if a coach comes up to you and say, hey, I want to teach you the move that I saw LeBron James do last night, your first question should be why? Why do you want to show me? And now if I can come and say, well, Nick, like I've seen your game, and I think that this mirrors your game, because when you do this, if you had this in your repertoire, if you had this in your toolbox, this in your arsenal, then you can do it. But here's the other thing, Nick, and for everybody that's watching, I can show you a move, but if you don't have the right mentality, you'll never do it. I'm gonna say that again. I can show you 1,000 moves, and I know a whole lot of them. But if you don't have the right mentality, you'll never do it on the court. Remember I said, like, thinking as opposed to reacting. Now you thinking, okay, well, what did Kobe do? How did he, right, up fake, up? Now you're thinking instead of responding to what the defense is giving you. Is that making sense to anybody? If that's making sense, somebody drop a 1 in the chat. Give me some basketball or something. Like, let me know that what I'm saying is making sense to somebody other than me, right? Because I feel it's right, because the game is being taught wrong a lot of times. And we see our athletes in the gym and they're mimicking moves that they've seen in the game last night, and it don't really fit them. It don't really fit them. Karen, how you doing, Karen? Nick says, yep, it make a lot of sense. Nick, I'm just glad I can help. That's why, Nick, right? Tell your parent to buy lunch for you. What's lunch? $24.08. It's going to get you 3 weeks, 40 minutes with me going over this. We got Mike Williams on, right? He is the one that I'm talking about. He is the individual, right? All right, always got to take what the defense gives you. Hey, Jeff, basketball is easy. We make the game hard. Do you understand what I'm saying? We make the game hard because athletes don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand where they're at. They don't understand why they're doing certain things. They don't know who they're playing for. And then they don't know how to play, right? So I know that I'm like, ain't nobody teaching this. They're teaching you, yeah, let's do these Kobe Bryant moves. So one of my former players right here, Fair Williams, y'all go check him out, right? Same spit, different face podcast. You know, you gotta have a good energy for him, right? But Mike Williams came in. Kobe Bryant is one of his favorite players. I never called him Kobe Bryant, never. And I didn't teach him this move until he moved to Florida and he was still playing at a high level, right? And he called me and said, Coach, I'm coming back to Chicago this weekend. I'm coming to see my daughter. I'll be here for about a week. Can I come up to the school and we get in the gym and we get a workout? Now, he's a former player of mine. I said, absolutely, Mike. He said, where do I send your money? Where do I send your money? Oh, okay, boom. He said, okay, I'm about to send it now. It's on its way. So before he got to the gym, his investment was already paid. And he and I went in the gym and we really got after it. Now, there's somebody played for me that understands me, but we got after it. And that day in the gym, we worked on what he needed to work on. Not what I wanted him to work on, not what looked good. But in that process was the drop step, reverse, Kobe Bryant fadeaway. Why? Because I understood Mike's game, and I understood that Mike already had the ability to he loves to shoot the three, almost too much, but he understands how to get in the hole. But now when he got in the hole, Nick, once he got to the hole, sometimes he'll find himself stuck. So therefore, we needed to get away from the defense. So I understood where Mike was in this game. Does that make sense? Right? And I understood what Mike did on the court. So now I can explain to Mike, right, what he needs to do, how he needs to do it, why he needs to do it. Because you're getting stuck. So then, and he perfected it that day. But I didn't just teach him Kobe Bryant moves. And when I taught him what to do, he said, man, this is what Kobe do. Now he's feeling good about himself. Kobe is his favorite player anyway, right? But it fit his game. And then he took it and went back to Florida and destroyed people, right? So, yeah, I didn't call him Kobe. I called him franchise, right? But I'm just saying that unless you understand these 5 things that I'm saying, why they play, right? Why does your athlete play? Who they're playing for, right? Not who they're playing because, but who they're playing for. What they do on the court, where they like what do I do on the court? What am I good at? Where are you on the court, right? Where's your game at? Literally, from your perspective, where's your game? Most athletes think, or we think most athletes think they're better than what they are. But in reality, most athletes don't think they're better than what they are. They give that facade, because they know that there's some things that they can't do. And the things that they can't do oftentimes bother them more than things they can. Kobe defied that. That's what we're talking about. And then the last 2 things, right? Understand where their game is and understand really how to play. All right. So that's all I got for y'all. I got a class that's coming up. But again, that's the reason why you should register your athlete for this Mamba Mentality Masterclass. I even thought about just making it one day, especially for the investment, $24.08. Are you kidding me? I thought about just doing it one day, but again, I want to help, and I'm going to help, and we're not going to go through this fast. That's why it's 3 weeks. We're going to take our time, and in these 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm going to make sure that every athlete that registers understands what I'm talking about, and that they leave this masterclass with a whole new mentality. All right. So no problem, Nick. All right. Get registered. So talk to you guys later. Jeff, great session. I saw the newspaper article, man. Great job, man. Y'all keep working out there. Y'all keep working out there in Minnesota. All right. So Coach Carvel Bailey, I hope you enjoyed this lunch and learn. Remember, join us tonight. I think we're going at 6 tonight. Is my brother's 50th birthday, right? Shout out to my brother, Stan Bailey, his 50th birthday. Man, 50th New Year. I love my brother to death, man. So we're going to celebrate him over Zoom. So, all right, that's it. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later, and we're going to end tonight, right? We're going to end tonight with some great words. End today, this Lunch and Learn, with some great words from the legendary Conzo Martin. Peace out.
You'll win games, you'll lose games, and sometimes losses bring me to my knees where I don't want to get out of bed, but at the end of the day, I have to do what I do for my family and for these guys, to show them this is what a man looks like. And that's all that matters to me. Yeah, I want to win every game, but if I can give them something important to their lives and help them understand this is the truth. It might sting you a little bit, but this is the truth. But we can get to this point if we do these things. Because if you're not teaching them life lessons, what are you really teaching them? You're wasting their time. Eventually, they'll be somebody's father. They'll be somebody's husband. They'll run a company one day. So if they're not learning those lessons now, then I didn't do a good job in teaching.
All right, y'all. Peace out.